stop scrolling right now. Yes, you, the one who's been feeling that inexplicable heaviness in your spirit lately. This isn't a coincidence. This is divine timing. I need you to understand something profound. That silence you've been experiencing. That sudden urge to withdraw from the noise of the world. It's not what you think it is. Chosen one, I know you've been questioning this season. I know there are moments when you lie awake at night, wondering why your spirit feels so different. Why do the words that once flowed so easily from your lips now stay buried in your heart? Why do you suddenly find yourself observing more and speaking less? This message was divinely orchestrated to find you today, because you're not just going through a phase, you're going through an initiation. You see, among the millions of souls watching videos right now, you were guided to this one. That's not a coincidence. That's divine orchestration. Let me tell you something that might shake your spirit. God isn't keeping you silent. God is keeping you sacred. And if you're feeling a resonance deep in your soul right now, if you're getting chills as I speak these words, then this message was meant specifically for you, chosen vessel. Chosen vessel, let me share something powerful with you. When God begins to quiet your spirit, it's because He's about to elevate your spiritual authority. Just as Jesus was led into the wilderness before His ministry began, you're being led into a sacred silence before your next level of impact. You see, there's a pattern in the spiritual realm that most don't recognize. Before every major spiritual promotion, God will often draw His chosen ones into a period of divine silence. Think about Moses, 40 years in the wilderness before leading an exodus. Consider Elijah, alone in the cave before hearing God's whisper. But here's what makes you different, chosen one. You're not just experiencing silence, you're experiencing sanctification, chosen vessel of God. What I'm about to reveal will shift your entire perspective on this quiet season. You see, in the spiritual realm, silence isn't just an absence of noise, it's a presence of power. When God brings His chosen ones into silence, He's actually initiating a sacred cocoon process. Chosen vessel, let me share something powerful with you. When God begins to quiet your spirit, it's because He's about to elevate your spiritual authority. Just as Jesus was led into the wilderness before His ministry began, you're being led into a sacred silence before your next level of impact. You see, there's a pattern in the spiritual realm that most don't recognize. Before every major spiritual promotion, God will often draw His chosen ones into a period of divine silence. Think about Moses, 40 years in the wilderness before leading an exodus. Consider Elijah, alone in the cave before hearing God's whisper. But here's what makes you different, chosen one. You're not just experiencing silence, you're experiencing sanctification, chosen vessel of God. What I'm about to reveal will shift your entire perspective on this quiet season. You see, in the spiritual realm, silence isn't just an absence of noise, it's a presence of power. When God brings His chosen ones into silence, He's actually initiating a sacred cocoon process. Let me speak to your spirit right now. Have you noticed how you're no longer drawn to certain conversations? How does the noise of social media sometimes feel too heavy for your spirit? How are you suddenly more aware of the energy around you? These aren't random occurrences, these are divine indicators. You're experiencing what I call the 3 chambers of sacred silence. First chamber, which is protection silence. This is when God literally shields you with silence. Those moments when you want to defend yourself but something holds your tongue. That's not your weakness, chosen one. That's God's wisdom. He's fighting battles for you in the spiritual realm while keeping you silent in the natural realm. Second chamber, which is preparation silence. Think of this as your spiritual cocoon. Just as a caterpillar doesn't know it's becoming a butterfly, you might not realize that your silence is actually a transformation chamber. Every quiet moment is reconstructing your spiritual DNA. Third chamber, which is purification silence. This is where God removes every voice that isn't His, every opinion that isn't divine, every influence that isn't eternal. You're being purified for a purpose that's bigger than your current understanding. Take a deep breath right now, chosen one. Feel into your spirit. Which chamber resonates with where you are? What I'm about to share is crucial for your spiritual journey. In this season of silence, God isn't just keeping you quiet. He's increasing your spiritual bandwidth for divine downloads. Let me break this down prophetically. You see, chosen vessel, when the natural voice decreases, the spiritual ears increase. This is why you're starting to notice numbers like 111, 444, or 777 more frequently. Have dreams that feel more vivid and prophetic, experience déjà vu moments that feel spiritually significant. Let me share something deeply personal with you. During my most intense season of silence, I experienced what I call the midnight downloads. I would wake up at 3 a.m., yes, the spiritual hour, with crystal clear revelations. At first I thought I was losing sleep, but then I realized God wasn't disturbing my rest. He was downloading wisdom when there was no interference. Chosen one, your spiritual antenna is being fine-tuned right now. Those random thoughts that feel different from your usual thinking pattern. Those aren't random, they're revelations. That sudden understanding of situations you've struggled with for years. That's not just clarity, it's divine intelligence being downloaded into your spirit. And here's the part that might shake your spirit. The downloads you're receiving in silence are preparation for the souls you'll need to impact in your next season. Every revelation, every spiritual insight, every moment of clarity, it's not just for you. You're being loaded with wisdom that others will need. Now, beloved chosen one, I'm going to equip you with sacred tools to maximize this season of silence. These aren't just routine practices, these are prophetic protocols for your spiritual elevation. The sacred morning ritual of the chosen before you touch your phone, before you engage with the world, create a sanctuary of silence. Here's your divine morning protocol 1. The first fruits, wake up 40 minutes earlier than usual. 40 represents testing in the spiritual realm. Begin with 3 deep breaths, inviting the Holy Spirit into your space. Speak this declaration. My silence is sacred. My spirit is sensitive. My purpose is secure. 2. The Divine Download Journal Practice. Take out your journal right now, chosen one. I'm going to share journaling prompts that will unlock profound revelations. What messages is God hiding in my silence? What voices needed to be silenced for me to hear heaven more clearly? What power is being activated in my spirit during this quiet season? 3. The Empathic Protection Protocol. As a chosen vessel, you're more sensitive to spiritual energies. Here's your daily protection ritual. Visualize a golden light of divine protection surrounding you. Declare, I am shielded by silence, protected by purpose, guided by grace. Set energetic boundaries with this prayer. What's not mine, I release. What's mine, I receive. Chosen one, as we draw this divine download to a close, I need you to understand something profound. This season of silence isn't just a phase, it's a prophecy. Everything you're experiencing right now is preparation for a level of spiritual authority that your past self couldn't have handled. Let me prophesy over you right now. This silence is sculpting you into a vessel that will carry words with weight. When you emerge from this season, your words will carry the authority of heaven, the wisdom of waiting, the power of divine timing. You're not just going through silence, you're going through sanctification. Every quiet moment is qualifying you for a greater spiritual assignment. Chosen vessel, if this message has stirred something in your spirit, this is what I need you to do right now. Save this video to your spiritual warfare playlist. Your future self will need this reminder of why God kept you silent. Type I accept my silent sanctification in the comments if you're embracing this season of sacred silence. And remember, chosen one, your silence isn't a sentence, it's a sanctification. Your quiet isn't a punishment, it's a preparation. And your withdrawal isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Until our spirits align again in the next prophetic download, stay sacred in your silence. You know that their quiet ones are being qualified for the quantum leaps. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video.